Hi everybody, just a quick reminder that this video is going to have a trigger warning in it. That was Moki sneezing. Say hi, Moki. I mean, you can say Moki, and that's not a trigger warning. But the video content is a trigger warning. So for everybody who is sensitive, we're talking about the continuation of the Josh Duggar trial. I completely understand if we need to see you later. It's hard to talk about, let alone, watch. So I will see you guys on the next one. But take the trigger warning very, very personally. Not personally. Take the trigger warning very seriously. Hi Crystal Balls, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video today. If this is your first time here, welcome. Please think about sticking around, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. For everybody else, thank you so much for being on this journey with me, especially my Patreons. I really appreciate every single one of you, and thank you to all of the new subscribers. I really appreciate you guys, and I'm on a road to 1,000. And, I got over 250 now, which is amazing. I don't know 250 people. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Don't forget to do all the good stuff, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Trigger warning, we're going to be talking about Josh Duggar. And before I go on, I want to remind everybody to be kind in the comments. And if you want to have a discussion, but there's no reason to attack anybody, okay? So, as of right now, this is Tuesday, December 7th. Both prosecution and the defense have rested. And tomorrow, Wednesday, the 9th, will be closing arguments. And then they could be deliberating, the jury could be deliberating as early as noon. Now I don't remember what time zone they're on, but I mean, it's gonna be in the juror's hand very, very soon. So, what has happened in the last few days? So the defense rests without calling Jill Duggar or Jebediah Duggar or anybody else to the stand, which is great. They just for Jill Duggar, I don't know why Jebediah was part of this whole situation, but Jill is a victim of Josh Duggar's, and I'm very glad that she did not have to get re-victimized by being on the stand. However, she may have to at some point, because I have a theory that I want to present to you guys, and it's so, my gut's telling me it's true, and it's a possibility. So there's Moki for you to make you smile for a moment. Before we go any further, Moki. Okay. So what has basically happened is, in the last few days, the images from Josh Duggar's hard drive have been leaked online, from a different country than ours. I'm not going to go into the whole detail. Different country than the United States. And while they are out there, I am begging you not to go see it. You will never unsee it. Be very careful what you're searching, because these images have popped up in searches just looking for things to do with the Josh Duggar case. It's out there. Just be very, very mindful. That's my warning to all of you. Even though these images are blurred, you can definitely tell what is happening. Now, I have not seen them myself, but from the people who have, there's no reason for me to doubt how graphic they are and how disturbing it is. And please just be very, very careful when you guys are searching things, especially when it has to do with Josh Duggar's computer or Josh Duggar's thumb drive, because that's right now that's bringing up the stuff in the searches. So don't go looking for it. It's out there, but I'm warning you guys to be very careful what you look up right now. So the defense rested, prosecution had their chance. They had a whole bunch of witnesses that they ended up not calling. And their expert in computers and all of the stuff that was supposed to go up against the man in Homeland Security got their ass handed to them. Now, this young lady, Miss Bush, should never have ever been an expert at this trial. This was her very first trial. Not saying anything against that, because you got to have your first trial sometime. But this is her first trial, period, not a first trial in a federal case. She also was grossly underqualified. So, of course, the defense was able to rip her apart. And they were able to do so very easily. In fact, people who are at the trial, who've reported about the trial, have said that basically she helped the defense side. And while I was watching this, I got a really bad feeling. And I think I understand what's happening. My thought process was, why in the world would they have this Miss Bush come? They know that she's not the best in her area. She's barely qualified. I mean, it's not just comparing someone's credentials to the best of the best, which is the people at the Homeland Security. But this girl should not have been doing anything with any sort of trial. She just didn't have the credentials for it. And that is something that is glaringly obvious. They should have known this from the beginning. They had every way to talk to her, to find her credentials. I mean, we can pull them from online ourselves and see them. And I'm not going to do it because I don't think this girl was set up. I really think she was, and there was a reason for it. The prosecution put Miss Bush in this position for a reason, okay? They had plenty of time to get a expert. Money is not an option or object for them, because, Jen Bob has more money than God. So they had the ability to hire somebody who is talented in that area, who you could consider an expert. And when I'm talking about in that area, I mean forensic computers. So understanding all about geotagging, Linux partitions, thumb drives, routers, the internet, Wi-Fi, Covenant Eyes, Torque, anything that was covered in this case, and some of it was incredibly basic stuff that she completely failed at. And I can't stop asking, why would they put this woman on as their expert when they knew she was going to crash and burn? My answer to you is they did all this on purpose. Crystal balls, I submit to you for your approval this theory. I believe that the prosecution biffed this on purpose. So Josh Duggar's team and Josh Duggar. Why? For an appeal. See, now Josh Duggar has grounds for an appeal. They knew going in that the defense, so the feds, Homeland Security, the FBI, these people are the best of the best of the best. And they are going to be able to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt, and I believe they have, that Josh Duggar did this. They, the Duggar side, needed more time. Josh Duggar is too big of an egomaniac to take a plea deal, because that means he has to bargain for his life. That means that he has to admit to some sort of guilt. And his offer was 10 years and he rejected it. I'm glad he's kind of an egomaniac, but this also is, it's going to backfire somehow. So in order to have an appeal, you have to have grounds for an appeal. You can't just appeal because you don't like what the jury said. So you can file for an appeal and pay your $500, which is a drop in the hat for them, and have it's 3 or 4 judges look at the case and see if there is grounds for a retrial. And there has to be some sort of neglect for that to happen, or some sort of gross incompetence. So there has to be something that, the judge was, something happened with the judge. The jurors were paid off. I mean, those are extreme cases, but your own team failing you as far as not being the right person, not being the best, not being the person that you should have hired. I mean, again, it can be enough grounds for them to go ahead and say, yeah, we'll try this. And that's the only explanation that I could think of, because I don't think that they would go get an expert, so-called expert, in the case. This is somebody that they were depending very heavily on to be able to put enough doubt in the juror's mind that there was no way in hell that Josh Duggar could have done this, and it didn't work. And they could have picked so many other people to do that. Now, there is a possibility that there weren't any other people willing to take this job except this girl, who should never have done it to begin with. But that doesn't matter, because she failed them. And they can say that she was the problem. This being her first trial, her first federal case, really screwed up, and really screwed up for Josh Duggar. And it's because of her that he's in jail, or going to jail, because that's what it looks like right now. Now, this is up to 7 men and 5 women, and to see what actually is going to happen. But the likelihood of him being convicted is high, and the likelihood of him winning an appeal is only about 20%. But it's a 20% gamble that they were willing to take. I honestly believe they did it on purpose, because this would give them more time to try to find another weird explanation. Even though they can prove, again, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that Josh Duggar did this and was there, and they have evidence and pictures that he was there, and he was the one that was downloading all of this stuff. Like, it just is. It is what it is. He did it. There's no way around it. And the defense did a very good job in proving that. And I just feel that, the Duggars are so egotistical. Not all of them. Josh definitely is so egotistical that he believes that he can get out of this. And he they kind of had this in their back pocket. Now, if you guys feel differently, that's fine. I'd love you guys to help me and give me a rational reason why they would hire this woman on purpose. Because you can't tell me that they didn't talk to her prior. They had to have. They had to have had an idea of what she was going to say on the stands. It doesn't reason out or rational out to me why they would hire her if it wasn't for her to take the fall so they could have an appeal. Now, 20% isn't a lot to be able to get an appeal in a federal case. But it's worth the gamble, I'm sure, to Josh Duggar. So what's going to happen next? Well, again, closing arguments are tomorrow, and like I said, the earliest that they could be deliberating is noon. And I don't know how long the jurors are going to be out. Now, we have to keep in mind very simple things like they have to have instructions, briefings, all of that stuff. That usually takes upwards of 2.5 hours. So they have, all their civil duties and everything explained to them. Every juror is different. I don't know if they'll call for a vote right away or not. They probably will review evidence, but I believe we will have a guilty or not guilty verdict tomorrow, Wednesday. It can honestly go either way, even though it seems very unlikely that Josh Duggar is going to get off. It can go either way. We don't know. But we're going to talk in terms that he is going to be found guilty. What happens then? Well, the question is he going to be reprimanded, or is he going to be able to walk free until sentencing? Now, I'm not going to say walk free, but be going back to his babysitter's house and be on ankle monitoring, and basically the same things were imposed for his bail. They don't typically take in a person right away in a federal case unless there is a good reason, meaning that he's a flight risk or his life will be in danger. I honestly don't know how he's going to be able to walk away tomorrow for his own safety. And I really don't know if his babysitters are going to want to continue to babysit him, because there's a lot of angry people out there and they know where they live. And I don't, honestly, just very, very honestly, I don't feel like they're safe. And I'm not trying to be hyperbolic or anything like that. Reality is there are very angry people out there. And I don't see how he's going to be safe. Now, you're probably asking, well, you're saying he probably isn't going to be safe behind prison bars either. No, you're right. They would probably have to put him in a very high security prison, or they'd have to put him in solitary. They could put him in like a psych ward or something like that. His safety is a very big issue. Not that I care about him, but being realistic, it's a huge issue. Prisoners don't take too kindly to people like Josh Duggar. And yeah, they don't fare well. And there are some very angry people out in this world. He's not safe. No matter what happens, He is not safe. And his family is not safe. And to be perfectly honest, getting him away from his wife and his children probably is the safest thing for them. But I don't know. And for some reason today, Jim Bob Duggar decided to show up. And everybody said that he came in like 20 minutes late and was acting like this was nothing. Another day, we're hanging out, kissing babies, shaking hands, handing out campaign posters and shit. It is odd that he showed up today because it's not like he could have known that the defense, or I'm sorry, the prosecution was going to arrest today. The judge and the lawyers went back into the chambers and had a discussion. And after their discussion, after this glorious mess that happened on the stand, they abruptly rested. And nobody understood why. It was basically finishing a book mid-sentence, and then that's it. You're not even halfway through the first 3 or 4 chapters. You're just kind of done in the middle of a sentence. That's what it's like. And that was odd. Now, I think a plea deal was put down again. That's just my theory. I don't have any evidence of that. I just said that's just a theory. But I feel like there probably was some sort of offer that was rejected again. I really think they're banking on this appeal. I think they're putting all their eggs in one basket. So tomorrow's going to be interesting. And by the time this video is out, it probably will all be completely different. And things change very, very quickly. So tell me what you think about my theory. Do you think that this is something that they did on purpose? Or do you think they just couldn't get anybody and she was the only person who was willing to do it? I don't know. I really don't know, because money talks. All right, guys, I'm not feeling the best, so I am peace outing. Take care of each other. Be kind to yourself. This is a lot. This is a very difficult subject. I work in this world, so things, I just have a different view as far as what's happening than most people, because I know realistically that there is, a chance that he will walk away tomorrow with nothing happening to him. And I also know that people are so willing to look at a celebrity or reality star and believe that this is happening, and it is. It absolutely is happening, but they can't believe it's happening in their own backyard, their own schools, their own churches, and it is. And that's the biggest thing that I want people to take away from this is, well, A, this stuff is very, very real, but B, it is in your backyards. It is in your schools. It is in your doctor's office. It's in your, whatever you could think of. It is very real, and it's there. Don't think that it's just a celebrity that's going through this. This is a real thing, and you don't have to dig very far to find people in this world. And I'm not talking about people who are fighting this world. I'm talking about people who are navigating through this world because they want to be there. And it's sick. But this is the world we live in. And there are many days that I can't grasp how horrible it is. And that's just what I know. I don't know everything. I'm not an expert, but it's all pretty horrific. So just don't fall into the trap that this is somebody else's problem in somebody else's place, somebody else's town. It's not. All right, everybody. Again, be kind to each other. Do some self-care. This is a lot. And remember, every single day is a gift. Use your time wisely. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.